internationally certified by the Bureau Veritas and other international shipping societies. So we don't just comply with our marina minimum requirements, but also internationally. We're insured in London, so everything we have to pass stringent, quarterly examination. The crew, everyone is asked randomly, one by one, is interviewed by the class societies. So we want to ensure that safety is the number one concern, of course, from our passengers to, of course, our customers and the world. For here, the ship, of course, is a RoPax vessel, meaning it's passenger and cargo vessel. So under the to-go group of companies, we're under the shipping group. So we recognize revenues by vessel. So meaning there's two sources, meaning to-go travel, which is the passenger side, and to-go freight, which is the freight side of the business. Because originally the biggest money maker for shipping companies are the freighters, of course. So the passenger business is mostly the cash generating business of a shipping company. So we want to make sure that it doesn't just make money in freight, but we're also providing adequate cash supply for the company by providing a lot of options to the passengers, doing aggressive marketing and promotions to grab a hold of that market. Because people think with the budget airlines, have you lost your market share? Before, when we started, yes, we have a little bit, of course, but now slowly, as we repackage ourselves, we're trying to sell the experience, not just the journey. So this is our unique selling point, is the journey itself and the venue as not just a means of travel, but not just to go to your destination, but also to experience with your family and your friends.
Which ports does MD serve?
We service basically the majority of ports of the Philippines. We have 24 ports of call now. Anything from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. We'll give you copies in your press kit, but of course our major ports are Manila, and then in Visayas, Manila, Batangas, of course, we have 2 ports. The one in Batangas sails to Caticlan, and of course Odiongan and Romblon, because that's the rural market. And then here in Manila, we have, of course, Coron. Palawan is one of now our top performing destinations, and with the recent boost in tourism in that region, it further even gave us an opportunity to double our trips, our service. So we have twice a week service now from Manila to Coron. And that's an awesome trip for if you want a perfect weekend getaway or a short getaway. And of course, other places in Visayas would be Cebu, Bacolod, and Iloilo. Bacolod being one of our very, very strong shipping market as far as passengers. Very, very loyal. And then in Mindanao, Cagayan de Oro is our #1 hub. We also have Zamboanga. But in To-Go Travel, we added what's called the Travel Link, which we link Cagayan de Oro to other provinces in the south, especially Davao, Cotabato, and General Santos City. Because if you take the ship, before we had a voyage down to Gensan and Cotabato. However, because of the layout of our islands, the trip would be very, very long. So what we did is we partnered with the big bus companies in Mindanao, and then we called it a travel link. So when the passengers buy their ticket, not only that it includes their meals, but also their ticket to, for example, they're going to Gensan. So it's like a transfer service that there's no more hassle. When they go down to the pier in Cagayan, they don't have to, where's that bus going to, which bus is going to this city. So it can also pass at different towns where that bus is going. So this is our, again, #1 reason why our Mindanao market is very, very strong, because we made travel more convenient for them. Not only for Mindanao, but also for Cebu. If we service, for example, Tagbilaran. As you know, Supercat is also under the To-Go Travel brand. This is our fast craft business that connects short haul services like Batangas, Caticlan, Cebu, Bohol, or Cebu Ormoc. These Bacolod, Iloilo. So these are the short haul distances that they're smaller vessels. They're faster catamarans. So with our big vessels that serve the major islands, they transfer to Supercat to go the short distances. So it's a little bit again more efficient for the passengers.
How will the acquisition of MV St. Therese affect your fleet?
This again, as mentioned by our president earlier, when we acquired this is part of our refleeting program. This would replace one of our older ships, which is St. John of Arc, which has almost the same as big capacity as this vessel. We want to make sure when we take out a vessel, we want to replace it with a better one. So this is going to be ongoing as part of the development of Go Travel, because we want to make sure that even every dry dock, which all ships must undergo every 2 years, every dry dock will change everything from flooring, furniture, everything must be changed. So not just for the hull and machinery, but for me, I'm in charge of the hotel business, so this is what we want to give. We always improve that part of the ship to give constant customer service and exceed guest expectations.
When will St. Therese start sailing and where will it go first?
Tonight at 9 o'clock. Tonight's the Maiden voyage. And so far it's about 1,200 passengers now. The capacity of this is 1,866. So it's a good pickup for a maiden voyage. And we're going now towards summer, so which is peak season for us. In a couple of weeks, it's our super peak season. So now it's part of our preparations for to ensure that the surge of passengers going to the provinces during Holy Week that we can service them.
Where's the destination?
Oh, sorry, I didn't answer the question. This one goes to Bacolod, Iloilo, and Cagayan de Oro. So that's the route of this vessel. It just goes like that twice a week.
Bacolod, Iloilo, CDO twice a week.
Yes. So we use the bigger ships with bigger capacities to go through, we call it the long haul from Manila to Mindanao via Visayas. It always stops because passengers and freight have to kind of stop and delivering different items.
So sorry, may I ask again, how many passengers are you going to have for this maiden voyage?
How many? Sorry.
How many passengers for this maiden
Right
voyage?
now we have the system as of today was about 1,200.
Close to full capacity.
Yeah, close, yes. It's actually pretty good. But again, taking into consideration the coming peak season, so this is where passenger movement is starting to really build up. And then next week it's already our super peak season. So we're going to get all of this.
Aside from the finishing, how different will St. Therese be from St. John of Arc?
St. John of Arc, as I mentioned, is again an older vessel, but the facilities were also renovated when it was refurbished. What we wanted to give is not just different vessels. We want to make sure that the look of each vessel as you change them is consistent. So the passenger, when they expect to ride the Go Travel vessel, they would expect the same service, the same kind of look and feel of the other ships. Again, for consistency.
But in terms of passenger capacity, will it be the same as Joan of Arc?
Joan of Arc is actually bigger. It's 2,300. So it was hard for us to acquire a vessel of that size.
Thank you.
Do you want to share the ticket prices compared to airfare?
Right now, our average ticket price is about 1,000 pesos. So, but we do promo, especially during lean season, that you can avail. Our current promos are 488 pesos, Manila to Visayas, things like that. Of course, we also run like the airlines, wherein we have promotional fares during lean season. During peak season, of course, our fares are much higher. However, this still runs on average about 1,800 if you're going to Mindanao. So that's the price range. As you can see, the gap between shipping and airlines, it's still pretty large. It still gives the affordability factor for passengers to be able to go to their provinces. And our plus is because we are a larger vessel and a larger capacity, we have up to 75 kilos of free baggage allowance, so which you can bring with you that much in an airplane that you would be charged an arm and a leg. So that's again one of the unique selling points that we have. Not just for we have a lot of passengers that are merchants in Visayas and Mindanao. They do their buying in Manila and then they sell it in Mindanao, so it's very helpful for them. And of course, as we dip into the tourist market segment, we get a lot of the sports fans, like the kiteboarders. surfers wherein they can bring their equipment or